What is going on YouTube? Snoop12922. Today I'm going to do my national recap video. I'm not going to show anything that I picked up for myself, but I'll show the cards that I was given, some of the things I did, and how it went each day. I'm going to apologize up front if I don't say somebody's name that I hung out with. I'm very, very sorry. But I did want to wait to hold this video for a little bit because I know it was so much stuff coming out from National that I just wanted to wait. Anyway, as some of you know, I got to Chicago on Sunday. When I went to National before, it was a big shocker. My wife and I thought we were going to be able to go see some stuff, visit museums, do stuff in Chicago. And for anybody that's going that wants to do family stuff, you need to get there early, or you need to just set aside a day where you just decided we're not going to do anything national related. We're just going to do family stuff. And we learned our lesson. So we got there on Sunday, and from Sunday through Thursday, my wife and I were pretty much Food Network foodies around Chicago. We did go to a museum. We went to different areas. It was really nice seeing different suburbs and different parts of Chicago. So that was fun. Wednesday, first day of National, I had decided that I was not going to go per se to the National on Wednesday. All I did Wednesday, I got there at 3 o'clock. I knew the doors opened up at 4 for everyone, but I wanted to go ahead and get my pass and everything. And let me tell you, you could not get in the lobby. Wednesday, when we got there, we just kind of pulled in the little circle, and I went in with my paperwork and everything so I could get my badge. And my wife, she was going to go on Thursday and on Sunday. So I wanted to go ahead and get her tickets also. That way, all of that stuff's out the way. Well, the lobby was jam-packed. I walked in and there was standing room only. You could not really maneuver anywhere. So I went back out, told her, absolutely not. We'll come back later. So we went and left, and because I wasn't planning on anything for Wednesday anyway, it wasn't a big deal. We went and checked out this staple of Chicago called Harold's Chicken, which was pretty good. Not going to get into all of that. And another staple of Chicago, it's a popcorn that's around Chicago. So we went and checked out that, and then came back. And we came back around 5:30, and no lines, anything. I just walked right in the lobby, got my badge, picked up her tickets. Everything was perfect. So on the way out the lobby, though, I did see Garrett. And, it was great to finally see Garrett. I've been watching Garrett's channel, my gosh, a lot of years. When Garrett was doing videos back in his closet, and he was getting TTM stuff, and he was talking about how you could smell it before you open the package. And it was great to see Garrett, and explain to him, he thought I was gonna go ahead and stay for most of the opening day, but I told him, I'm coming back on Thursday, and I was gonna do a lot of autograph stuff. But it was great to see Garrett. I wish I had some time to talk with him. But, I went on, got back in the car, and we left. And we went and had dinner and kind of made plans for Thursday. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. My Thursday at National was a trip. I wasn't in... I was there, but I wasn't there unless you knew where I was. Thursday, there were 3 autographs that I wanted. My wife came with me because there were football helmets I wanted to get done. And so I was over in the autograph area pretty much all day Thursday. And as everyone has been saying, it was hot. I mean, hot on Thursday. Over in the autograph area, it really wasn't too bad. It was hot, but nowhere near like what people on the main floor have been talking about. So I saw Victor over there, the rookie card specialist. Got to chat with Victor for a little while. And I basically just hung out there getting my autographs. I got 2 of them done. And my wife, she couldn't take, the heat and stuff anymore. So we went back to the car, and she hung out there for a little bit. I went and grabbed my 3rd helmet because it would have just been too much walking around with like 3 football helmets all day. And I'm going to show those in another video. But we went on back in. I got my 3rd helmet autographed and stuff by Steve Largent, who does not sign a whole lot. And then I went and walked the show a little bit, and I had to meet up with Dylan from Double D's Vintage Cards, because by the time I went to buy a Super VIP, which was in January, I think the 2nd week of January was when I went to buy one, they were already sold out. So Dylan had bought a Super VIP, but he did not need the parking pass. I needed the parking pass because I drove, and it saved me a lot of money. So Dylan was nice enough to just give me the parking pass that he got, which was very, very cool. But I caught up with Dylan, and I believe it was Alan that was with him, and we walked around and chatted and everything, and that was unbelievable. Every time I go to National, especially when I'm hanging out with YouTubers, I'm always learning something. And I talk with Dylan because Dylan deals a lot with vintage cards. I deal with both vintage and modern, and a lot of relic stuff. So Dylan, well, like in 2019 when I went, Nate and Pepino Man taught me how to search through dollar boxes fast. I mean, I can whiz through a dollar box because of stuff they taught me. And I've always had trouble, as I explained to Dylan, with trying to separate the grade from the look of the card, because that number and that tag is so prominent on there, that it's very hard to separate that. And Dylan showed me ways that he does it, and it helped me tremendously. I was there when he bought quite a few cards, and I was able to look at them, and he explained the whole process that he does, and it really helped me a lot. So Dylan, thank you tremendously. You've helped me a lot with future purchases and some of my purchases at National. So Thursday, after that, Thursday we had the meetup. First, my wife and I, we went to have some dinner, then came to the meetup. And the meetup with Baseball Collector was fantastic. The only problem with the meetup, and it's the one thing you're going to hear echoed over and over and over about National, is there's not enough time. I wanted to be able to sit and talk with Garrett, who I'd already seen. Just a bunch of people there you just want to sit and be able to carry on one-on-one conversations with. But it's just not like that. The time does not allow you to do that. You're able to see them. You can speak to them. Hey, how you doing? How things been going? And next thing you know, somebody's talking to you, and they're wrapped up in a conversation with someone else. You're wrapped up in a conversation with somebody. The time is the most crucial thing at National, especially at the meet and greets, because there's not a lot of time to really be able to talk one-on-one with people. However, there I did see Reindeer Studios, and this is his Hank Aaron card that these are both cards that he was giving out. Sorry, get them in. And on the back, he has the QR codes, which is very cool, where you can just scan the QR and watch the video. So Scott, thank you for these. I watched the video. He's ultra talented. I met up with Stooks. His channel is Stook1976, and got this card. Carried on a really nice conversation with Stuke. Very cool guy. Also, a hand-numbered red with an inscription, "See ya," from Big Scott, 35. And it was so great to meet up with Scott, because Scott comes to the CSA show, I go to the CSA show, and we've always missed each other. We'll call each other after the show. "Hey man, did you see this? Did you see this?" And they're like, "Yeah, I was there, I was kind of in this area, and then I went to here." And Scott and I have always missed catching up with each other. It was great to finally catch up with Scott. Also, right here, Wade Boggs fan signed with John. It was great to meet up with those guys and talk with them. And one of the things at the meet and greets was something I brought with me, which was a bat. And I learned from 2019, JMVP John, he had a baseball for everybody to sign that went to national, and he ended up giving that baseball to Pepino because it was his first national. And it was such a cool idea to have people sign something as a memento of the occasion. So I was thinking, what can I have people to sign? And I've got the autographed football helmets, and I'm getting more of them. And I was like, no, because the cards I collect are primarily baseball. I do have quite a few football, but deep down, I'm a diehard baseball collector. So I said, well, what can I get that baseball related that I can have a lot of people to sign? Well, a baseball was my first choice. Problem was, I knew from when John had a baseball done that baseballs fill up quick. It's not a lot of real estate to sign. So my second thought was, okay, I'll get a batting helmet. I just have everybody sign a batting helmet, and that would be pretty cool. And it was very so-so with that, because I said, well, if people start signing really big, that'll fill up quick. And I didn't want something that was going to fill up and nobody would be able to sign it because there's no room. So that left one other option for me, and that was a baseball bat. So starting on Thursday evening at the meet and greet, I got to slide back a little bit, I brought a baseball bat for everybody to sign. And you can see the signatures all over here. This is from Thursday and Friday. All the signatures of the tubers that were there. I'm a little upset I missed Dr. Beckett, but it is what it is. I'm still very, very happy to have this. On the knob, my wife told me to put, there we go, the 2023 National, Chicago, Illinois, so that I always know where it came from. And one of the craziest things, Dylan from Double D's Vintage Cards, see if you can see it in there, Dylan had to sign in here. There you go, you can see his signature. But this is going up with a photo from the 2023 National, and I'm thinking about, it's going to be on one of the two sides right here. I'm going to put it, or it'll be right there in front of me. But each year, I want to bring something to National for everybody to sign as a keepsake or memento, whatever you want to call it, just to commemorate the occasion. And this year, it was the bat. I brought this to the Thursday and the Friday meet and greets, and it was a lot of fun having everybody to sign this bat. It's something that I really am going to cherish for a long time. Hold on one more minute. Let me pause the video. All right, then let's move on to Friday. Friday was like a crazy, what was that going across the screen? Friday was like a crazy day for me when it comes to the National, because, excuse me, because that was the first real day I was, is that? Anyway, Friday was the first real day where I walked along the floor. And as everyone can tell you, the show was unbelievably large this year. I do know National, they had opened up another 200,000 square feet. So for those that were there 2 years earlier, this one was 1/3 larger than what it was then. And if you were there like me, the last time was 2019. The show was, I think they said, a little more than 1/3 larger, which would be, what, about 3/5? No, not quite 3/5 larger. Anyway, big show. You literally could get lost. Before, you bring your notepad, you write down the booths and everything that the dealers were at, and you could easily get back to that. That was not happening a lot on Friday. I was meeting up with people. One time, as an example, I was over in one area over near the Breakers booth, and I called JMVP, and I'm like, hey, where are you guys at? And he's like, yeah, we're over by the Leaf booth. And I was like, Leaf Trading? He's like, yeah, we're over there. So I'm like, okay, which one? Because a lot of the corporate areas had got broken into two different sections. Sort of like what you guys saw on the video for tag grading. So he told me which one they were at, the one over near Golden's. So I was like, okay, you're on the main floor. I'll be over there. I walked all the way over there, and then it's like, where are you over here? And I called him again, and he's like, yeah, we're like right over here near this. And I'm like, which side? So he told me which side. I go over to that side, and we just had to stay on the phone until I finally saw him. It was just that much, that crowded, everything. As you can see from some of the videos that I recorded, it was just crazy there. Hanging out with a lot of the tubers, and that was my main point in going. The cards were always second to me going. It was to hang out with the people. That was my main goal for going to National. And so I did do a few pickups, but my main goal was not with the pickups. Well, later on that day, from walking the floor and all, there were actually a few legends on YouTube that I got a chance to meet up with on Friday. And two of them, Broncos 75 and Amish Dave Archer. A lot of you, especially if you're newer, you don't know either one of these guys. These two are true legends of YouTube. I know Amish Dave has been on YouTube for 14 years, maybe a little bit more. Broncos 75 has been on longer than Dave, so he's probably been on 15, 16 years. And then coming through the door, I saw another one of the true legends. And these guys still make videos. Go check out their channels. Squeepa. I think it's Squeepa 29 or Squeepa 21. And I saw him, and guys, you got to remember, between these three guys is almost 50 years combined of YouTube. So these are like YouTube true royalty. And I got a chance to talk with all of them, Dave and Broncos Steve. They do the Insert Podcast Revolution. Dave, being the butthole he is, gave me this. And Dave, I cannot thank you enough. I'm going to get you back. I know you keep telling me not to. Don't worry about it. But I know Steve will give me your address. So, I'll hit you back. And Dave knows and everybody knows I'm a huge Lawrence Taylor fan. I.e. why that thing is sitting right there. But there's a Lawrence Taylor card that just stays on my desk from National Treasures. And Dave gave me this. This LT, it's numbered to 56, numbered to the jersey number. Sorry for the glare, but it's where I've got my light positioned. Yeah, it's very hard to see. There we go. I'll turn it away from the light some. This is an absolutely gorgeous, gorgeous card. Look at the foil in there. Dave gave me that. Then also, Dave gave me this Tools of the Trade. Look at the relics in here. You know what? Let me try to readjust this light just a second. Yeah. There we go. Maybe that'll work a little bit, of Tony Gwynn. And fantastic relics. Dave, I owe you so much. That Tony Gwynn. Another, I think this is Lynn Barney. Check out the relic in there. I know a lot of you don't know who Lynn Barney is. Look him up. Lynn Barney was a straight monster on the football field. And when I say a monster, I mean a terror on the field. Lynn Barney, I think he still holds the record for the most interceptions returned for touchdowns. That's how much of a monster Lynn Barney is. I can do a whole separate video on this guy. Lynn Barney is straight beast. And then he threw in this autograph, Lynn Barney, which means I've got to get me a Lynn Barney autograph helmet. He's still alive. I'm checking now to see if he still does signings, because I'd like to get most everything I get signed, I get a nickname, their nickname put on it. But Dave, thank you so much for that. I can't thank you enough. But yeah, you guys got to look up Lynn Barney. That man was a cold monster on the gridiron. Anyway, I can get sidetracked too easy. So Friday, right after the show, I went, and it's kind of like a little tradition now. I go hang out with Nate. It used to be Oakland A's 915, but it's now Big Mac fanatic Eric. I hung out with Nate, Eric, and John. And crazy as it sounds, they had the exact same hotel room from 2019 when Pepino and Yankees cards, and we were all hanging out in the motel, and we did our usual traditional thing. You know, we went to Taco Bell. I guess it's like our tradition now that we go to Taco Bell before we go to the meet and greet. And while we were there, Jay gave all of us care packages, and from him and his son. And show this, because I can't thank them enough. You know, just taking the time out to even think about someone with this Juan Soto. Look at the shine in that. A Steven Strasburg chrome. Another Steven Strasburg from Tribute. And two Tony Gwynns. These are mini cards of Tony Gwynn. And one is the Tiffany, and one is the regular. And you can tell on the back, you know, the Tiffany. He also gave me this Lou Brock card, which you can see how the corners are all cut up, which is pretty cool. And this other Lou Brock, which I'm doing quite a bit of research on. It's part of the reason I love collecting cards. A very young Lou Brock, which is very, very cool. I think Lou Brock is very underrated. He's got second most steals in MLB history. He's right behind Ricky Henderson. You know, he was the steals leader until Henderson broke his record, and now he's number 2, and nobody's passing him. Also, from JMVP, this card, which is going in with my YouTube stuff. And Jay gave me this, which is unreal. It's in the case still. A Lou Brock signed baseball. So I am definitely working on getting this room even darkened out even more than what I keep it. I have UV film on all the windows. Everything is basically UV protected on top of that, but I'm still going to go ahead and just fully black out the room. But Jay, thank you. Thank your son for those. So Friday, we go to the meet and greet. That's at the Lowe's Hotel. That was the one from Mike O. And Filmington, they hosted this one. And it was, when you got there, you realized something else was going on. And it was a pop-up trade night. And I'm going to tell you, it was hard to even walk through the lobby. This trade night had popped up, and you could tell the regular guests at the hotel were getting annoyed with the trade night. And I kind of knew once you start annoying the regular guests, it's not going to last much longer. And it really didn't last much longer. Eventually, that trade night, they went down the hallway. They opened up a door to some of the conference rooms, turned on the lights in the conference rooms, and they were still having their thing going. It was the meet and greet was fantastic. I have to say, really, really good meet and greet. Everybody was at the bar. You know, we were able to sit and talk. I got the chance to really sit and talk with several people, which was really, really cool. And at that one, John Mancini, he's like, hey, you know, Sports Card Dad's here. You want me to introduce him? And I'm like, yeah, why not? You know, I got no gripe. So, Sports Card Dad was there with him and his wife. I got to meet him, and we talked for about 15 minutes or so, which was really nice. And, you know, got to hang out with others there. And then someone came in and told me, hey, they cut the lights out on the trade night. And eventually it ended up that the police ended up coming because the Lowe's Hotel wanted to get them out. So the funny thing was, all of them were trying to leave, and I'm sitting at one of the tables, and I'm carrying on a conversation with a few other YouTubers, and a lot of the young guys are coming through almost like drug dealers. Hey, you buying, you trading, what you doing? And it's like, nah, man, I'm good. Oh, here, look at this card. And that's just the way it was there. It was chaos, but not chaos all at the same time. It was actually a fantastic time getting to meet a bunch of people and being able to have a chance to really talk with them a little bit. That was fantastic. Saturday, let's see. Saturday, I basically walked the floor with several different people all over the community. I really got to hang out and talk with, his channel is Jericho IMI, him and B-Roth. We just kind of met up, saw each other, and we just struck up a conversation. And being able to hang out with Michael Shane was very, very cool. Michael Shane is another one of those legends in YouTube. I mean, Michael has been on YouTube for a very long time. I do not know how long, but I can tell you his Johnny Bench and Hank Greenberg collection are second to none. That collection is world class. Do yourself a favor, go check out his channel. But when I was sitting there talking with him, I saw Sports Card Dad come back through, him and his wife, and he stopped. You know, we spoke, and him and I were actually able to carry on about a 45-minute conversation. And, you know, he's a very cool guy. We talked about a lot of stuff. We didn't have like other people around us per se. So him and I were able to really talk, really more or less get to know each other better. I won't say that there was a big rift between us or anything, but, you know, we squashed all that stuff. So that's done. And he's a very cool guy. I know he was busy because he has a lot of sponsors and stuff from his channel, but the fact that he took the time out to really just talk, him and his wife, meant a lot. So yeah, whatever sports car dad and I had, I guess, it's over with or whatever. We did have a great chance to talk and really get to know each other and talk about the differences and, the things with the channel. And he gave me a little advice on a few things because this channel is getting revamped back up to the way it was. And that's about all I'm going to say on that. But anyway, later on, picked up some cards, saw more YouTubers, met up with Scotty B Cards, chatted with him for about 30, 45 minutes. Like I said, I shouldn't be dropping names because it's a ton of names I'm leaving off, and I apologize for that. But it's just, it is what it is. It doesn't mean that me meeting up with you wasn't as important as meeting up with the other people. It's just that a lot of times me and these people were able to carry on longer conversations. That's all that is. The other thing was, it was so crowded and so big. Like Dylan, I wanted to hang out with Dylan some more, but I couldn't find him. Try to call him, cell service was pretty good, but it was very in and out sometimes. And you call somebody, if their phone's in their pocket, they don't hear it ringing, they don't have it set on vibrate, it's hard to meet up with them. And it was so large, you could literally go almost all day and not see anybody from YouTube. So, not from YouTube itself, but from, I guess you would say, our little community of YouTube. So, Saturday, there were no meet and greets, which was great because, me and the wife, we hung out. And I actually bought something, and which will be in the next video. And when my wife met me and picked me up, she's like, "What are we going to do?" And I'm like, "Look at what I just bought. I got the deal of National. This is it." And she's like, "Well, I'm glad you're excited and all of this." And, Nate and John and Eric, I was telling them all about it. And everyone's like, "You got the deal. You got the steal of National by being able to pick that up at the price you got it for." And my wife said, "Well, what are we going to do?" And I said, "Well, scrap whatever dinner plans you had. I'm going to celebrate. I want a big 20-ounce steak." So we went to a steakhouse and celebrated a little bit this pickup. That'll be in another video on my pickups. So long story short, on Saturday, we did that. Then Sunday was more of saying bye to everybody, which is the worst of all of it. But, we walked around National a little bit, called a few people, talked to them, got some bro hugs, and, a few phone numbers exchanged and stuff like that. And then on to the drive back to Virginia, which was about 14 hours. 13 and a half, 14. I drove all the way back to Chillicothe, Ohio, and then my wife drove for about an hour, and then I drove it the rest of the way in. And driving doesn't bother me. So driving 12 hours, 13 hours in a single stretch, not a big deal. So I actually like it. That's why I do it for a living. That's it, guys. That's basically it from National. That's my full wrap up. I had a fantastic time, and it was all about meeting everybody and a lot of people that I hadn't met that I wanted to meet. I only wish it was longer so that we could all meet and have a chance to really sit and talk. That's my only regret from National, is not having enough time to talk with everybody. For those that stuck around here this long, I did record a lot more stuff from National. I think I've got 4 or 5 other videos in my computer, and I got an SD card with probably another 6 or 7 videos from National. If you guys want me to upload those videos, I will. I'm kind of thinking everybody's a little bit national out. That's why I did not upload those videos. It's a lot of corporate booth stuff. Maybe it's one or two more walk-arounds. But that's the gist of it. If you guys want me to upload those, just let me know in the comments. I'll upload those videos. Not a big deal. But anyway, that's my national recap. I had a blast. It was great meeting everybody. And I can't wait till Cleveland hits. Cleveland's going to be epic. Absolutely epic. So for those that haven't came to National, I hope you're able to make it to Cleveland. I'm definitely going to be there. My wife and I have already started planning for Cleveland. So anyway, you guys take it easy. Stay blessed. I'll see you next time. Peace.